How do they go to the bathroom? How do you go to the bathroom?
Yeah, you're a wizard. Right after I do this intro. Mari Karambu Weebs, my name is Cole, his name is Mike, his name is Jay, we like anime, and this is episode 197 of AniPro. And on this week's episode, we're going to go through some news. It's been a while since we've done some news, so we're going to dive into that. And then in the second half this week, we're going to discuss...
I don't know, Jay has some kind of crazy
Jay's got
idea.
some kooky idea. It's basically anime versus Western property. Who does stuff better, I guess, in certain situations.
That's all he's literally told us. He said, listen, you frippin' idiots, I am going to host this podcast in the second half.
I give you a whole page of notes and also time to ask me questions.
You expect me to read those notes?
Yeah, what an idiot you are thinking we'd read.
Yeah, not us.
Also, Cole, did I hear that we're doing like anime, like manga and gaming news in the first half?
That's God, that's crazy.
Oh wait, I don't know if it's anime.
Kind of,
maybe
anime adjacent.
Anime adjacent, yeah. But before we get into any of that, I just ask that you leave a like, subscribe, leave a review, all of that good stuff.
It would be it would be the cherry on top of the sundae that is the AniPro. If we were a big bowl of ice cream, what flavor would we be, and why are you the cherry on top?
What flavor of I guess like a
vanilla.
Metropolitan,
yeah. Isn't it Neapolitan?
Yeah.
No, we'd be Metropolitan. We'd be
Metropolitan. Oh, there's something in my throat. I'm sorry. Well, I try and clear this blockage from my throat. Mike, what's new with you? How are you? How's it going, Mike?
How am I? I'm good. I didn't know we were doing What's on My Mind. I thought we were going straight into the news. Okay.
Very briefly.
Yeah, what's on my mind? I just got back from the US of A. I went there this weekend. It was nice. A little trip down south. Stayed at like a little water park area with my nephews and my family, and kind of just enjoyed that. Did some shopping. Some cross-border shopping's always good too.
Very good. Very good.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you purchase anything interesting on your mystical journey?
Yes, I did. Allow me to move aside.
Okay. Oh.
Do you see those Asian women staring at you from my shelf?
I do. Yeah, you bought some Asian women.
Yes. Well,
for the audio listeners, they're very confused.
Yeah, there's not literally.
That also sounds terrible outside of context.
It does. I purchased I was excited. I went to Target because the cool thing is like in the States, Target is like for some reason the place to go for K-pop stuff. And I went there and they had actually I got this from Barnes and Noble, but I went down there and so I was like all excited to go to Target and look at the K-pop stuff. Shazana was very upset because she didn't get her Stray Kids because it was like completely sold out because it's like the #1 selling album in the States right now.
Really?
And yeah, the new Stray Kids album. But I got the new Twice album in the LP vinyl. Vinyl record. K-pop. Isn't that cool?
Would you look at that?
Yeah, and like it's really cool because like it's like fluorescent pink the vinyl too, which I was like a colored vinyl. There's something about it that just makes a little extra pop to it,
Yeah, I got that one Evangelion vinyl. It's like that. It's kind of tie-dye-ish. It's like pink and purple. Yeah, that's cool.
Just makes you a little brings out the little child in you, Yeah, when you see bright colors and
it looks like candy. You want to eat it?
Kinda. Yeah. Well, while I fetch that, if you're in the video, you'll be able to see, I'll pull out the album and you'll get to see my bright colored album. Ooh. But while we do that, Jay, what's on your mind with the hat on this week?
What is on my mind? I've been watching a show this past week that like I've been super into lately. Have you guys heard of the Emmy award winning show Cobra Kai?
Yes, I have.
I've heard of it. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Okay. I started watching it. And I am 5/6 of the way through. And by that I mean I've seen 5 seasons of the 6 seasons that exist.
Oh my God, there's 6 seasons of that show?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When did this happen?
Between 2019 and 2024. 2025
Holy.
actually, but yeah.
Holy moly! How is it?
I feel like that's illegal.
Are you hate watching it?
No. It is really good. Like genuinely, it is very, very good.
Good.
It won an Emmy. If that is any indicator of how good it actually it really is.
We won an Emmy. Like everybody's, but they're just handing those things out.
You can go get those in the vending machine.
Did we win an Emmy? Does Cole have it hidden somewhere?
Shh! Don't tell Mike. Don't tell
What
Mike.
happened?
Jay.
Wait, what?
Mike, we have news for you on the
in the news. Okay, I'll see you in the news segment. Okay.
But
we won it. AniPro wins an Emmy. That's like the title of this episode
for best musical and drama.
That is fair.
For Jay's rap he did on episode 100.
Oh, episode 200 is coming up, Jay. I hope you're
coming up.
Yeah,
we're not going to go rap for 200.
I'll rap for episode 200.
Okay. I'm not going
to rap for 300.
Okay, fine.
If we
fine.
Kill each other before then.
I mean, we could.
Almost go silent.
But Cobra Kai, real quick.
Cobra Kai.
Yeah. Right, yes.
Because I suppose I should actually talk about what's on my mind instead of just saying it. It is. So for those of you who don't know what Cobra Kai is, it is the continuation of the classic 1980s Karate Kid films. It takes place 30 years after Karate Kid 3, with Johnny Lawrence, the rival in the first one, restarting Cobra Kai, and taking in students and kind of what happens when he takes them in and him kind of coming to terms with like what the essence of Cobra Kai really is and stuff like that.
Okay.
At least for the first season, it kind of changes as it goes, but
season 3 when the aliens show up, it's wild.
I
like season 4 when there's the whole like shark hunting angle that they take, and they end up having to jump over the shark to get out of the situation.
It's mostly karate based,
except for those things.
Yeah,
except for those two things that Mike and I mentioned. Yeah,
that just come up out of nowhere for like half an episode and then leave. Yeah.
Well, they have to use karate and the power of friendship to solve the problems.
Yeah.
Of course, I heard it's really good, Jay. To be honest with you,
the aliens know Taekwondo, so then it's like karate versus Taekwondo.
Which is better. I see.
Yeah,
it's like Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan type situation.
Yeah. But it is really good. If you like Karate Kid and you're like, man, I want to see where these characters go from Karate Kid 3, I feel like there's a very faithful and also just well thought out continuation of that.
Isn't it kind of taken from, not to derail you further, but isn't it taken from the like perspective of the bad guy from Karate Kid 1? Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Like Cobra Kai is the bad dude, right?
Cobra Kai is the bad guy's dojo.
Yeah.
Are we the baddies? That's how
which is kind of a cool angle to take.
Yeah, and it kind of does it in an angle where like nobody's really like the good guy. Everyone just kind of sucks. For their own reason, depending on the point of view you take.
It's like this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like making shots at us anymore, but
Cole,
you put it there.
Cole calls all of us villains and then proceeds to cackle like an evil villain. Cole, why don't you tell us what's on your mind? Today.
Okay, weird stuff has been happening to me. What I'm about to, just a quick disclaimer.
Did you get abducted by aliens and have a probe shoved up your butt?
No, even weirder.
Only the second part.
Even weirder. What I'm about to express.
You were returned by aliens and had a probe removed from your butt.
Exactly. Don't spoil it. What I'm about to express is the sole opinion of me and not necessarily the opinion of my co-hosts or AniPro as a whole.
You know what, Cole? I have faith in you. I'll sign on to this. This is my opinion now.
Okay. I've been a irreligious person for a long time.
I'm out. I don't want any part of this.
Listen, I've been irreligious for a long, long time, but I've never gone through and read the Bible.
Okay.
I've been listening to an audiobook as a Bible, and let me tell you, it is dry.
Well, yeah.
I
hate to break it to you, it's written 2,000 years ago, buddy.
Holy moly. And I'm listening to it and I'm thinking like, this is what everybody's into?
This is what all the hype's about?
Cole, you're missing step one. You don't actually read the thing. You get someone to read it to you on Sundays.
Oh, I'm listening to someone read it to me.
Or when you turn 13 and you read from the ancient scroll.
The ancient scroll.
The ancient scroll.
Yeah, it's
what inspired you to do this? Like,
well,
what was you just woke up one day and you're like, the Bible, I must read it, even though I've never had any interest.
YouTube's been recommending my usual atheist schlop that I've been taking in for a long, long time.
So you were so like, anti that you went in the complete opposite direction and read the Bible because nobody recommends things to Cole.
That's right.
Yeah, that's how you recommend stuff to me.
No, you think you know me? Oh, you think you know me? I'm gonna get super into this.
Now I'm reading the Bible. How do you like that?
There's a YouTuber called Jay. I showed you him recently. Alex O'Connor.
Welcome.
Yeah, he's the guy that had like 20 people debate atheism.
He was on one of the Jubilee debates where it's like 20 versus 1. So
Alex
one atheist
O'Connor.
One atheist versus 20 Christians. And he's kind of the atheist I strive to be. Like he's a very understanding, knowledgeable atheist.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you know what? I should at least take in the other side of things. And
I agree with that.
I don't know.
I do agree with like you should at least, even if you don't agree with something, there's still value in seeing and kind of taking it in, you know?
Yeah. That said, I'm not even through Genesis, and I think I'm done.
Cole, you should
done with it.
Cole, you should read the Jewish version, which is like slightly different.
Is it slightly different?
I've never read the
Old Testament. Yeah.
Well, that's Genesis.
You're in the Old Testament.
But. Yeah. But I mean, I want to take it all in. I want to take it in. As if you're a religious person out there, hey, great power to you.
Yeah, do what you want.
Love you. Yep. Love you all out there. But I'm taking it in as kind of like just a nice story that's very dryly written.
You should try out the New Testament. It's a little more, it's kind of like they just like spruced it up for like the younger mindset. Like the people who like the Old Testament's kind of like for us, like for like the people who have attention spans. New Testament's kind of like, even back in the day, I'm sure the Old Testament people were like, oh, that's just like the kids. They can't handle the Old Testament anymore. They go to the new one now.
And then they invented this new guy. He's like they introduced the balance patch with the new character Jesus. And after they patched in Jesus, they figured, oh well, people will be more.
Actually, I can tell you exactly what prompted this. I was listening to Paradise Lost. And I'm like, I should.
Just on a big literature kick here.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I like it though.
I should just listen to the Bible. It turns out it's 79 hours. 79 hours of content.
I assume it's probably Old and New Testament then. If you're going with that.
It's the King James Bible. So it's the Old Testament and the New Testament.
So in Jewish practice, Jews literally spend the entire year reading the Old Testament from front to back. Like the entire year.
I believe it.
I believe it, yeah.
And to be clear, the Old Testament is essentially the Jewish Bible. I think a lot of people call it that. Yeah. So I'm getting a
There's
lot of
like minor differences, but yeah.
And
I think the Quran is kind of close too. I'm totally talking out of my butt.
The Quran
it's close, but like it has a couple of different figures in it than
yeah, they're all like kind of like cousins almost.
Oh, the Abrahamic tradition of
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, tune into the bonus episode this month.
Cole, it is your bonus episode this month, so we could do a religion episode.
Oh God.
No, that'll be my thing. I'll do that. I'll start my own YouTube
We'll let Cole
channel.
speak for 10 minutes unfiltered of what he really thinks about religion.
Oh, no I was an edgy atheist. I was an edgy atheist,
I'm
but
trying
I'm
to
not
build the hype. It's getting the juices flowing.
Oh, then yes, I'm the edgiest of atheists.
Yes.
Cole shuts
You
everyone
won't believe
who
his
even
takes on the bonus
who even brings
episode.
up the possibility of God's existence down.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, that's me. That's me. Guys, let's get into news, guys. Let's get into news. Right, we have a drop for that, don't we?
Yeah, I was about to say, do you have the drop prepared?
Oh, that's
no,
right.
I completely forgot that we have a drop, but now I do.
What an idiot.
Live from AniPro Studios, the news.
I always forget Shazana's on that one.
Thank you, Shazana, for introducing the news. We've got 3 news items today. Let's let Jay kick it off with his news item.
Okay.
Jay, what's happening on the streets of J-Town?
It's a crazy time here on the streets of J-Town, Cole. Everyone is going absolutely nuts and things are starting to burn down.
Where are you?
Everyone heard my opinion on religion? They're now rioting.
Over here, Jujutsu Kaisen got a sequel spin-off series called Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, and Gege's teaming up with a different artist to do it. It's a short 3-volume series that is going to be running in Shonen Jump. And it started as of this episode coming out last week.
Okay.
And
so you've been able to read 1 chapter.
I've been able to read 1 chapter as of recording.
Okay.
As have I.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sandwiched.
Cole, you've obviously read this too, right?
No, I've been reading the Bible.
To be fair, I think Jay and I are the only ones who finished the original JJK manga, so that checks out.
Yes, that is true.
Because you do actually, it is a sequel, like a complete sequel.
It is a sequel, but it takes place like 68 years after the Cullen game.
Oh, they could have gone one more year. One more year.
One more. Come on, Gege.
How is it though? How is it, guys? How is it?
It is interesting. I before I get into that though, I just want to say, like, when it was first announced, it wasn't announced as a JJK sequel. It was just announced as Modulo, or it wasn't even really like announced. It was just kind of like Gege's new series kind of thing. And people kept theorizing like, oh, it's a continuation of Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, it's going to be, and because there was a new artist, I kind of and I don't know if you guys would agree with this, but I kind of shrugged it off as like, okay, keep coping.
Yeah. I mean, like I never took in the final years of Jujutsu Kaisen, but yeah, I mean, sure.
Yeah,
I'd echo what you said. Keep coping. Yeah,
and then it was leaked online that it is a continuation of JJK years later with aliens.
It's so crazy.
And like
they're gonna jump the shark soon too.
It doesn't feel the same as what JJK was. Like, it feels like not a massive departure, because it still has like a couple of the things that make JJK, but I'm kind of interested in what Gege has planned.
Well, I don't know if I agree it's that different. I think it's more similar to early JJK when it was still kind of like before like people started dying constantly and like crazy stuff was happening. It was kind of like a little more typical silly shonen stuff going on. But like it is definitely like plot wise and kind of like from a nature of the world, it is pretty different. Like they kind of say like Jujutsu sorcery is kind of not as big of a thing anymore, and that's like losing power, and then there's aliens involved, and yeah, it's like what is going on here again?
It's very Naruto. That sounds like Naruto.
it's kind of Shippuden-y a little bit. Yeah. Where it, like kind of like Jay was saying, where it's like Shippuden really departs. It's honestly, that's a good comparison, because like it kind of departs from the original in terms of like what it's doing, but like there are still the roots through it, I would say. So far anyway.
Well, I just think even about the alien thing, like late Naruto is like, oh, it turns out there's aliens also.
It's not usually a good sign.
Yeah.
When aliens come in. Yeah.
Do you guys think that this will remain? Because I said in the lead up to this that it's going to be a short 3-volume series. Do you think it's going to remain a 3-volume series, or do you think it's going to continue on and actually become like a full thing, kind of like how Jujutsu Kaisen 0 was kind of a backdoor pilot for Jujutsu Kaisen proper?
My question would be, how is this being received generally? What's
neutral?
Yeah, I think neutral? Right now the response is like, "Oh, hey, more JJK, cool."
You can't judge something like this based on the very first chapter, I feel.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. Yeah, but it's if it's only 3 volumes, like I would think that the leash on it isn't super long. So I'm just wondering, like, if people are receiving it well, I'd give it higher than 50-50. If people aren't receiving it well, I'd give it much lower than 50-50. So it depends. How are you guys receiving it, though?
I think from how Mike responded, that he and I both agree that like the first chapter isn't really a good indicator of how this is going to be. I think like there are some neat ideas that were introduced, but like the alien thing is still kind of lost on me.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I feel like I don't know what it's doing yet, so I really have no, like the first chapter, so much stuff kind of happened and was like, I felt like the whole time I was reading it, I was kind of like stumbling. I'm like, what? Okay, I'm trying to like figure out what this is about, but it's just like, it's not bad. Like I sound like I'm saying it's bad, but it's fine. It's just like, I felt like I was thrown off balance. Like kind of like didn't know what to take it as. I do think like it'll for sure do the 3 volumes. Will it do more? That depends on like, I think we'll know if it's going to be wrapping up in 3 volumes in like a chapter or 2. Like once because it right now it feels like a pretty tight story, but obviously like it's an early
and I mean,
part of the manga,
like
so.
this could be just a precursor for another story after, right? Like
that's true.
Yeah,
they could.
And the aliens are kind of interesting, I would say. Like it's an interesting way to handle the alien stuff.
Yeah. Like, the way I could see them doing it is like this short series is about how the aliens like take over and kind of integrate with people on Earth. And then like the next series is whatever happens after that.
I could see that.
Can the aliens use Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yes.
So yesn't is how I'll put that.
Okay.
They have abilities that are similar to Jujutsu sorcery.
Literally, like in like the second page, there's an alien guy, and he's like, "Ah, yes, Earth." And then they're like, "I believe that they have humans on this in Japan are able to use abilities similar to ours," or something. It says, and it's like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Okay, and they're like,
it does a lot of
aliens.
showing. It does a lot of telling and not showing in the. early part.
That's unusual for Jujutsu Kaisen. That's very strange.
Yeah,
there's also some interesting. If you have a particular ship with 2 characters, there is some interesting canonicalization of a romantic partnership in Jujutsu Kaisen as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the main characters in it, there's a trio. One of them's an alien. And then 2 of them are descendants of one of the main characters of Jujutsu Kaisen as well.
Oh my goodness. Gracious. I better check it out then.
Also, 2 characters that people like make cameos in this. Like brief flashback cameos.
Okay.
Is it the grandparents?
I'm
trying to think.
In the context, it's just them talking about like what happened 68 years ago.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, there is. They reference like what happened at the again, spoilers, but yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a reference to another series, so
yeah.
Speaking of references to other series,
Mike.
No, it's you.
It's me?
I was gonna throw it over to Cole because something happened that relates to another series that impacts anime.
I thought we'd finish off with mine, but we'll sandwich the sad news in with some fun stuff.
Yeah.
We woke up this morning, as of recording. This is September 9th. For all of my Umamusume fans out there, you know this is a day that will forever live in infamy. Haru Urara, at age 29, has passed away. Poor Haru Urara. Obviously, it's the collective daughter of Umamusume. Very interesting life this horse had. Had one of the worst racing careers in history.
I got
113 races. Never won at all. But
can't wait for the spin-off manga about her.
I honestly think that would be great because
I think you would buy that up for sure.
She kind of became this symbol of perseverance, despite her inability to win, but she always tried hard. The trainers always said she vanished for a few years. She ended up being bounced around different farms, but in the last few years she's been able to kind of just live her life in a retirement farm in Chiba Prefecture, I think. Of course, when the Umamusume Global was released, everybody famously donated much monies so that they could buy her much food, and we can all just hope that she had a good last few months, few years.
Yeah, because it does say, I just looked it up, and an average horse lifespan is 25 to 30 years. So
if you convert it into human years, she was in her 90s.
That's a full life.
Oh yeah,
and honestly,
definitely.
I can't picture doing 130 races.
113 races.
113. Imagine doing something 113 times and failing all 113 times and still imagine doing it 112 times and you still get back up for the 113th time. That's
imagine
awesome.
doing it 197 times and getting up for the 198th.
Very nice, Jay.
Exactly.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine that in a million years.
Now, granted, I'm not one of those people who are she knew she was a horse. She just knew she was going to run and have fun, and she enjoyed running, and all of that. It turns out
horses are smart, though. I wouldn't be surprised if she had some.
I wouldn't that is true. That is true. They have very good emotional intelligence, apparently. Now, the surprising part was there's been news reports over the last basically few months saying she's in great health. She enjoys running a boat. But she ended up getting sick basically last night with a condition called colic, which she got it and then she passed away. It's a buildup of gas in their intestinal tracts, so it's pretty fatal for horses. It's sad. It's sad for this to happen. Now, what did happen though, maybe a month or so ago, she ran in some kind of race for senior horses, and she actually ended up winning. So she did end up winning one race that, granted, never counted, but she got that one win, and then now she's running into the arms of my Lord and Savior, who I'm
That's why Cole's reading the Bible. I see now. It all makes sense. It's
all coming together.
Yeah,
I will say I really liked how they handled her in the game Umamusume as well.
Mm-hmm.
How in her career, because Umamusume is kind of a roguelike where you do the same thing essentially, but you try to basically maximize each run. And her run, it basically culminates in an impossible race that you have no chance of winning. Right? Yeah. And you're not expected to win it either. It doesn't even, you're not even, you're just literally required to run. And I just think that's such a cool little nod to the actual horse is you're going to run in a race that this horse has no chance of winning. And then you move on.
Yeah. But everybody still cheers for her because she just tries. And
And they also made her like the most cheesable character in the game too, because like you just burr speed the whole time, and you
burr speed, and she's like one of the only dirt runners in the game still. So she's good. We all love Haru Urara. So rest in peace to a legend. I'll say now. Out of the ashes rises something that people have been waiting a long time for.
Yes, and it's my news.
We turn to Mike for this breaking news.
This just in. Have you guys heard of a game called Hollow Knight?
I have heard of a game called Hollow Knight.
Have you played a game called Hollow Knight?
Oh God, no.
Me either. Jay, have you played a game called Hollow Knight?
I own a game called Hollow Knight.
That's not what I asked you. Because I also own a game called Hollow Knight.
The thing about Hollow Knight is like everybody always says it's basically the Elden Ring or Souls-like of 2D platformers, and
of like Metroidvanias.
Yeah, I'm not good enough at games like that. Why did something happen? It's
scary. I totally agree with you. It is kind of scary because it is. I hear it's intense. I'm going to play it now because this happened, but its long-awaited sequel finally came out and proceeded to not only get like incredibly good reviews from everybody and like universally praised, but it was so universally praised that two crazy things happened. It crashed like the Steam, PlayStation, and eShop stores because like so many people were trying to download it on the day of launch. And then the other thing too is like pirates and stuff were like basically commenting on like the pirate sites and stuff of people who are pirating. They're like, you shouldn't pirate this, just go support the devs and stuff. Like basically like actually like shaming people who are pirating this game, saying you should support these indie devs. Which is like, here's the thing. Crazy the influence this game has.
Like,
by the way, Hollow Knight Silksong. Hollow Knight Silksong.
Silksong. First of all, don't pirate indie games. That's like ridiculous. Also, it's like $20 US. Like, just go buy it if you want to play it.
And the crazy thing is
it's a very small donation.
They absolutely could have made this game $30 or even $40.
They could have made it full price and people would have bought it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So in this day and age, for them to make it like an affordable game, and as like they're a small studio too. Like they could definitely benefit from having more money.
Yeah. And I mean,
they should absolutely be supported.
I mean, to be fair, that like this is the indie standard of not making things full price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So like so I get it to that degree, but at the same time, yes, they absolutely could have made it full price.
This is the sequel to Hollow Knight. They could have charged pretty well whatever they wanted.
This is the game that every single time there's a game conference where other video games are announced, the biggest comment you get is, "Where's Silksong?"
Yeah. The cope that people have had for the last few years over Silksong has been tangible, and now I can't make fun of my friend Alex for it anymore because it's actually out.
It's out and it's real and it's apparently really good. I will say it is also apparently like people are saying it's much harder than the first one.
Yeah, you take double damage here, than you would in Hollow Knight standard.
Yeah. I am seeing that they're patching it though to make it a little easier because apparently it's just people are saying it's a little too hard in the early game. So yeah.
I obviously haven't played it, and I probably won't. Not out of like it's out of
spite.
Where I'm, not out of spite, mostly. out of pure skill issue. Like I know I'm not at that level. I have seen someone play it. When I was hanging out with some friends and they were playing Silksong, and it is gorgeous. Like aesthetically, like. Beautiful. The OST in it is great. Just really cool aesthetic.
It also just like from how it runs and from what I've seen, it just looks like it plays super well. Like it just feels like it's super fun and intuitive to play. That's great.
The controls are really tight. It's just it's what games like that should be doing.
Yeah,
and
they
should
have
be
to.
striving for. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the pinnacle of that type of game, which goes to show that hey, yeah, you can make a really good game, charge $20 for it, and blow up every single gaming store. So do that more. Do that more.
And this is the age that we're living in, where
developers.
games just went up to, I guess, is it $70 in the States and it's 90 here in Canada? So like,
it's well, Mario Kart World was $80.
Mm-hmm.
$89.99. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no,
Yeah.
no, it was $79.99. US.
Oh, is it 80? It's not $79.99 US. So it's $80 US, $90 Canadian. Oh, we're getting a deal up here. Come to Canada, everybody.
No, no, here it was $99.99. I thought.
Was it?
Or something like that.
It might have been. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I paid.
I don't know. All I know is I gotta buy
some ridiculous price.
All I
There's
know
just
is I
no
gotta
way to
buy Ghost of Yotei in a few months or in a few weeks, and
I already have the release date booked off work, and I will be enjoying my day off, playing and recapturing Yotei as I take revenge on whatever.
Oh,
Whatever
I was
is happening.
wrong. It's $109.90.
That's what I thought.
here.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Something
Well.
like that. You know.
Well,
That's why you
How
get the
about
bundle.
That?
mhm.
That's right. If you get the bundle, it's
It's free.
Yep.
If you get the bundle, it's basically free.
If you get the bundle, you
Is
get
that
it
how it
packed in
works?
for free. Don't worry about
Is
the
that
price
how that
difference between the
works?
bundle and the regular version.
I think that's how it works.
Is that how that works?
You know what, guys? This was a nice, quick, tight first half of the episode.
It was.
It was.
This was.
I agree.
It was nice. It was nice.
Nice talking to you guys.
Yeah, it was nice
Goodbye
talking to you
forever.
guys. Goodbye for a little bit while we go on this break.
All right. Before we jump back in the podcast, we wanted to quickly mention a few ways you can support AniPro and get even more weeby goodness. First, our Patreon. Want early access to the episodes? Boom. Monthly bonus episodes? You got it. Plus, your generous support on Patreon helps us cover the cost of producing the podcast. Also, we're always hanging out with the AniPro community in our Discord server, talking about anime, manga, video games, and debating the best condiment for a hot dog. Come join the fun. And finally, if you're enjoying the show, please take a moment to rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts. It makes a huge difference in helping other listeners find us. Seriously, it would mean the world to us. Thanks for listening. Now let's get into that second half.
Wasn't his shirt white? Yeah, Mari Crombu. Oh no, wait, I don't say that.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope
Moron.
I hope I picked good music this time because like I've been on a roll with the good music.
Debatable.
Not leading to any copyright strikes, nothing
Cole,
like
you should
that.
you should put like "Ring Around the Rosie" as our break music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something haunting.
for like
Something-
future, or like the Canadian national anthem.
No, I should pick like a random country's national. I should put on the Lithuanian national anthem.
Now we're
That's
talking.
what I'll do. The
Now we're
Polish national anthem in solidarity with our Polish.
Well, our listeners
and
know
sisters.
what music we picked for this episode.
We
by
don't.
now.
We
We
don't.
don't.
Yet. Hi patrons. Sorry we were late. But we're back. So second half of the episode here. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through some different genres of things, general things, and just compare and contrast the East versus West's anime versus Western properties.
Just like
takes on
their
these.
approach on it and like what we
Mhm.
think is the
Yeah.
better approach.
Mhm.
So like it was kind of Jay's idea. So I kind of think like maybe we let him sort of like explain what he had in mind because like I
Well,
feel
I
like
mean-
you took
You
Like,
guys
fleshed out
took the
plan.
ball and ran with it. So like I
Well-
think you know what you're doing.
The prompt was Jay
Yeah.
initially sent us a prompt and it was
Yeah.
it was Harry Potter versus Frieren. who does magic better? Great. Awesome idea. But as usual, Mike and I came in and ruined it by making it different.
Yes.
Did you ruin it though?
I don't think so.
No, we made it more broad.
We made it more broad. But I think that's a good place to start.
Mike's just like, no, we took Jay's idea and made it better.
I don't know. I don't know if, like, the thing is, I think it just makes it, you can have the Harry Potter as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we're going to talk about Harry Potter the whole time, right? So,
yeah. I think that's a good place to start, though. We may as well start with kind of, let's take Jay's idea and just discuss that to start with before we kind of get into the more generic, general topics of discussion. So, all right. We've got Harry Potter on the one hand, Jay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've got Frieren on the other. So in your opinion, Jay.
Yeah.
What are the differences and what do you think?
So like, obviously when you scripted this prompt, I know you, Jay. I know you quite well. I'm sure you had in mind your response to this question.
He's got
notes.
Well, like, first of all, it was supposed to be just an example of like what different, because like we could have done like Kaiju number 8 versus like, I don't know,
1999 Godzilla.
Yeah, who
that's a good
who
one.
does monster movies better, or like something like that.
Oh, that is a good one. Monster movies too. Ooh, add that to the list. I think the thing with Harry Potter versus Frieren, for example, just running off of this, just to kind of get the conversation going.
Yeah.
I think genrely they're quite different as well. Like Harry Potter is almost like a coming of age high school slice of life to a certain degree, whereas Frieren is kind of like more of an overarching fantasy. Epic.
But they both have like pretty expansive worlds and their own magical system. I don't think the story really impacts whether or not one magic system is better than the other. Personally, like, I'll put all my eggs in one basket and just say I think Frieren's magic is better.
A bold take that is 100% correct.
Like there's I think the main thing that I come down on is like a lot of the magic that you see in Harry Potter is like magic that there is an obvious practical use for, or like something that like has like vital implications, whether it be like stupefy, which makes or like ridiculous or whatever it's called, which makes like those dementors look ridiculous, or like or like
or the spell that you use to make the poop go away.
Yeah.
That's
all I think
which is whereas I guess in Frieren it's a bit more like
it's a bit more whimsical. Like it just has like random stuff, like a spell you use to, I don't know.
Well, what's the spell that Fern asks for after her like exam? She asks for a spell that makes her clothes smell good.
Oh yeah, like it's just so random. Like but like but like it feels like the magic system makes like is a lot more alive, just because like it's not something that you would need to use all the time, but you just like it's there.
Yeah, Mike, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say basically like I kind of lost it now. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say like the Frieren magic system feels more realistic in the sense that so much of it seems useless.
Yeah, exactly.
That's actually what I was gonna say. Is like I kind of like that about it, because that makes it like feel more real to me. Like, because the thing with Harry Potter, and I think you kind of hit on at the beginning, is like it kind of is written like a kid's story. Like it's kind of like there's no real logic to things. Like it kind of just feels like things are the way they are because they are, kind of.
Yeah.
Whereas Frieren is it really like the magic system and like the way that they tackle the whole magic stuff is kind of like, oh, magic exists in this world. This is how people have learned to use it.
Yeah. And
whereas like Harry Potter almost feels like they created magic for their purposes, kind of, even though I've sort of said the same thing, but they're two different things.
Well, like in Frieren too, like it's more to take a page out of Jay's book. He just said it feels more alive in the sense that they like are actively developing it, right? When they unfreeze that one demon, and they're like, oh, I'll just use this spell that like kills everybody. Meanwhile, Frieren and Fern are able to easily bypass that spell because there's been like 200 years since this guy's been alive, and magic has just become far more powerful.
Yeah.
Whereas in Harry Potter,
that's a cool concept.
Yeah. Whereas in Harry Potter, like it's basically how much stronger or how much more development would you be implementing into abracadabra or whatever the killing spell is.
Avada Kedavra.
Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
I kind of feel though like Harry Potter, we're kind of comparing apples to oranges a little bit. I think.
Little bit, yeah.
Because Harry Potter, the point of Harry Potter is not to nerd over the magic system. I don't think that's not what people are there for. I think they're there for the world of, hey, yeah, magic exists in this world. Don't worry too much about it. It's more just kind of like just enjoy the cool magicalness of it all. And like I think because it's primarily written for like young children, I think. And then Frieren is kind of written more with like the teenage mind in picture, because I think like they're looking at like, oh no, a bunch of nerds on an anime podcast one day are going to be dissecting this anime world and talking about how they consider this much more realistic and like grounded. But like it's very different audiences and it's very different purposes. I don't think the magic system of Harry Potter serves the same purpose as the magic system in Frieren, if that makes sense.
And
from a narrative standpoint.
Yeah, and I don't want to say like the Harry Potter one is bad or anything. Like there's a reason why it's super popular.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Is it's like it doesn't need to be what Frieren's is.
Yeah, I just find myself more invested and interested in the Frieren system because at the end of the day, Harry Potter comes down to the red beam versus green beam.
I mean, the whole point of the argument is to decide which one is better, right? I will say though, like it does seem a little strange to say that magic doesn't matter in a story that is set at a school for magic.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the nitty-gritty details of how the magic works and stuff like that doesn't matter. All that matters is they live in a magical world. That's the point. Is like the magic is like the wonder you feel looking at this floating candle in the castle, for example.
The magic is like the icing on top of the story.
It's just to build the world. It's not like they don't care about the power system, I don't think. Whereas like in Frieren, for example, it's like they put it there for like it's anime. They put it there for the power scalars and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think J.K. Rowling was ever expecting people to be like, which is the more powerful expel, Excrucius or Expelliarmus? You know, like I don't think that's what was in mind when she was writing it.
Also,
as for which is better, it's Frieren's, obviously.
Yeah.
To answer the question.
I think so. I think Frieren is the superior one. Of course, let us know in the comments how we're wrong how.
I have a feeling, because there are a lot of like passionate Harry Potter fans, that we might get like a comment
of
paragraphs long of why
Harry
Potter's magic is.
We should ask Shazana what she thinks. I'm sure
I think she would agree, to be honest with you. I'm curious though. I could go ask her if you want. Just
no, I'm just kidding.
She's right there. Yeah, she's just outside the door. She listens in the whole podcast to make sure I don't say anything bad about her. No,
but we can't, because she can't hear us.
I think what I would, my final closing argument for why, if someone were to like be like, no, I love Harry Potter, I'd say, yeah, you love Harry Potter, but like Frieren's system is much more thought out. So like they handle magic better, in my opinion. Whereas it's just more thought out. So it just makes more sense. Like, for example, the whole thing with like J.K. Rowling, like posthumous, like after writing the book saying like, oh yeah, like they just magic away their poop. It's like, no, you didn't think about it. Just say you didn't think about it. Don't worry about it. Because you didn't think about it, so we shouldn't think about it.
Or just say they have toilets.
I mean,
or just say nothing. I think there's like common sense that can put two and two together that they use toilets.
You could just say, what do you think? What do they do with their waste?
How do they go to the bathroom? How do you go to the bathroom?
Yeah, you're a wizard. I have a magical device that I use in my house that makes my waste disappear as well. And I don't have to think about it. I think, though, what we should do is maybe move on to some more open-ended discussion. So we've got some genres here that we can kind of discuss. Who does it better? And then we can come up with some different examples of each one. And just kind of have a general discussion like we just had with this Harry Potter versus Frieren thing. And the first one we got on the list here would be fantasy. So who do we think of, and what do we think of when we think of the fantasy genre, Mike? What immediately comes to your mind?
So for the Western side of things, I think Lord of the Rings is probably my shining golden example of the fantasy genre.
Mm-hmm.
For anime, I'd probably put Frieren.
Frieren.
There's a couple that kind of come to mind. Re:Zero, kinda.
The thing with the anime argument is like it's been so inundated lately with like the isekai fantasy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, isekai is fantasy.
Oh,
yeah,
it is.
It's just fantasy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like I think of Mushoku Tensei. That's immediately what came to my mind.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Versus, I mean, Lord of the Rings, of course, comes to mind.
Is there any other obvious, like, big Western or anime ones that you can think of, Jay?
Western Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. Okay. Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
Two isekais from the West.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, if I go through, like, my Blu-ray
Alice
collection.
in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, I guess we could just say isekai.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it is kind of an unfair argument if you just go Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
it's the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
But if we say isekai side of things, where we start getting into the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, your Wizard of Oz's, your Alice in Wonderland, that's kind of where I start siding more with the anime side of things. What do you think, Jay? It looks like you had a thought there that was bubbling up.
I do kind of agree, but at the same time, like, you do have all those greats, but then you also have the multitudes and multitudes of bullshit.
True.
In terms of isekai, and like when you think quality over quantity, I feel like quality wise, from the Western side, like the ratio of good to bad isekai is higher.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, let's even look at Lord of the Rings, right? There's 6 Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
3 of them, 2 of them are amazing. 1 of them's good. And then 3 of them are arguably pretty bad. So, I mean, like, I don't think anything's safe from that quality over quantity thing. I think it comes down to who does it better, though, right? Like, I kind of mentioned it. It's tough to compete with the Lord of the Rings, right? Because I mean, it's kind of the godfather of like fantasy, right?
Yeah.
Even if you look
really
even if you look at the books, it's tough to compete, right?
Especially when it's like comparing like a modern band to the Beatles. Like it's like these guys like literally created the genre. It's like it's hard to like really compare, especially like it's a tough one. But like anime, I think does it in a different way. And like frankly, the problem with anime, I don't know what it is, but they have a hard time making convincing. There's a lot of fantasy anime, but for some reason, it just like it never seems like the world. Something about it never works quite as good as like. I think maybe Western fantasy worlds to me seem better to me. And I know we're comparing like anime to like movies, but I'm also thinking of like books and stuff like that.
Or even cartoons, right? Like the old Disney cartoons, you know, your Sleeping Beauty, your The Black Cauldron. I mean, an oft forgotten Disney classic, which just seems to have like these whimsy Like the West does the whimsy, I feel like sometimes more.
Yeah.
Where a lot of times like anime kind of gets in its anime headspace where it's like, oh, we gotta
Fights
like
and
have a
power
cool
scaling
fight and power scaling and
waifus.
stuff like
Well,
that.
there's that, but then
Yeah.
you also have like stuff like Princess Mononoke or like
I was gonna bring up
like
Ghibli
Ghibli.
when Cole was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you know, anime doesn't have whimsy. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
the fantasy
like,
genre of anime also has Ghibli, so
yeah, and I mean
that's
on that point, like Disney took it for the West, so that's kind of a testament to us to the Eastern fantasy influence as well.
Yeah. I mean, everything is kind of influenced by itself, right? Like,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings influences everything, and then it goes off and it influences, I don't know. Well, let's say The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then that kind of influences like different isekai as well, and that ends up coming back over here. Yeah, it's kind of a give and take with
this
the
one
fantasy
might be a draw.
genre.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it might be a draw. Would you echo that, Jay, or do you want to make a stance here, unlike Mike and I?
I think like you can't take away the gargantuan influence that Lord of the Rings had as a fantasy thing on really pop culture as a whole. And like in terms of just a fantasy world, I feel like Mordor is just like the most well-known
Middle Earth, you mean?
Or Middle Earth, yeah.
I mean, Mordor too, but yeah. I think the other thing too I'd point out is like I feel like a lot of anime fantasy, it just kind of feels like it's trying to like essentially like riff on Western fantasy a lot of the time. Like,
yeah. Well, a lot of it is Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Right, yeah, which is based on like it all comes back to Lord of the Rings. It's like it's Dungeons and Dragons or video games and stuff like that, and like it's all influenced from the same source. Which
you know what
came from
then?
the West.
You know what then? I gotta give it the winner of this discussion. I think is J.R.R. Tolkien.
At the end of the day, J.R.R. Tolkien wins again.
I mean, at the same time, like you know Middle Earth, but like how many anime worlds do you know the name of?
Yeah, not many.
That's a good point.
Not many.
And like Harry Potter too, honestly, is included in this discussion as well. It's clearly a fantasy world, right?
I mean, the other fantasy world that I just remembered was Westeros, you know?
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. The Witcher as well, wherever that takes place. But that's Polish. We don't count them.
Oh, that's still Western.
Shout out Polish people at the beginning of this, and then you tear them down. What's wrong with you?
I'm Lithuanian. I can.
No,
say
I think the more we've talked, the more I've been convinced. I think the West does fantasy better.
I think so. I mean,
like
I love the
greatest
hype.
hits are all Western ones, in my opinion.
I think so. Yeah, and I love my hype anime fantasy stuff like ReZero, like Mushoku Tensei. You know, gets me going. But man, nothing gets me going like sitting down and watching 12 hours of Lord of the Rings. Ooh.
Well, I think like that fantasy idea comes from like medieval medieval times in Europe, which is a Western ideology. So it just like that just makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
that's true.
Essentially, all the ones you just named basically take place in like a fantasy Middle Ages Europe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could just be our bias as well. Like I brought up The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe as well. Obviously, like a very heavy-handed Bible references and stuff like that. I've been reading the Bible. I don't know if you guys...
I forgot about that.
But yeah, I think maybe... I would like to see more fantasy and fantasy anime that is maybe... less based on more Eastern based, like Princess Mononoke, stuff like that. I think that's it feels more organic than
I kind of agree. I feel like the like more Eastern fantasies and anime kind of are more interesting to me, actually. I think
our next topic of discussion would be sci-fi, and I think this is an interesting one. which
I think so,
again
too.
kind of goes off of they each feed off of each other, right? Like Sci-Fi, of course, the Lord of the Rings of Sci-Fi is Dune.
Yeah.
You could go
Sci-fi
further
and
back,
fantasy
of course.
really are like a coin. Like they're both two sides of the same coin, really. Like I'm curious though, what is Jay's top list of like Western sci-fi?
Well, the first thing for sci-fi that I think of is Star Wars.
Of course.
Yeah, that's mine too.
It just
Star
seems
Wars,
like
Star Trek.
it just seems like the quintessential Western sci-fi property. Whereas for the East, I think Gundam. Right?
Which terrific comparisons there, Jay, because I can't remember. I'll try to find it to show you guys, but there's a YouTube video I watched a long time ago about how Star Wars saved anime. Like Star Wars is such a huge, like, there are things that cause ripples in the cultural zeitgeist globally, and there's things that cause tsunamis in the cultural zeitgeist, and Star Wars is one of those. Gundam, a lot of people say Gundam wouldn't have even gotten greenlit if they weren't looking for something Star Wars like. Because Gundam came out, 78, 79, Mike?
Mobile Suit Gundam 0079 came out in the year 1979. Yes.
Yeah, 2 years after Star Wars came out. And I think everybody was trying to kind of ape off of that. But then you move on to the 80s and the early 90s, and then all of a sudden, Japanese sci-fi is taking off and being super influential on things in the East or in the West, right? But you've got your Akiras, you've got your Ghost in the Shells influencing things like The Matrix, influencing things like, well, I mean, you see the Akira slide being referenced
in everything.
Constantly, everything, East and West.
Transformers is like I wouldn't be surprised if that was just Gundam, like that was just ripped off straight from.
There was a phase where, like I think Gundam was capitalizing on that too. Like there was like a craze of like before Gundam, there was the like super robot shows like Mazinger and stuff like that. And then Gundam was the first one that kind of saw, I think like it was influenced by Star Wars kind of, where it was like, let's do it, but like let's have it be a bit more like real and gritty instead of just silly, like Power Rangers style fights. And like it's honestly, Cole, you brought up a good point. Like they really did riff back and forth for like where there's like if you go to certain decades, like there's like a clear winner on each side, I think, of the West and the East for this.
But it's funny too, because like you can go to Star Wars and like Darth Vader's helmet is a samurai helmet.
Yeah,
I know. It goes back and forth. This is a cool one. Yeah. No, that's very true. The whole concept George
of
Lucas was very inspired by anime and like the Eastern stuff,
Eastern cultures. The whole concept of like Jedi and all of that. It's very very Eastern influenced, very East coded. And then I mean, if you want to like bring it back to cyberpunk in general, I mean, Blade Runner, of course, kind of started that aesthetic. And again, Eastern coded. Blade Runner takes place in a world where like there's a lot of Japanese influence taking place in the West. And then the Japanese took it back and they're like, watch this. Here's Akira. Here's Ghost in the Shell. Here's Psycho Pass. Here's all of this other stuff. And then the Polish come in and they give us Cyberpunk 2077. The Polish again. Here they come.
Slide in. CJ Prod.
But then Japan comes back and gives us Edge Runners.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like it or hate it, it blew up.
Love it or hate it. Yeah.
I mean,
I love that. But yes.
Obviously, like some of my favorite movies are sci-fis. Obviously, Star Wars. Mike mentioned Star Trek. Alien, one of my favorite movies of all time. Just really, really good stuff. And then on the anime side as well, some of my favorite stuff is sci-fi there too, with
Evangelion,
Psycho Pass,
Gundam.
It Invaded.
It Invaded is really good.
Yeah, we just reviewed it. Yeah.
And again, the influences.
Legend of Galactic Heroes.
Oh my god. Not Robotech. What's Robotech based? Robotech. Macross. Thank you.
I think like a lot of it really with this one, I feel like they've influenced each other back and forth so much. It's hard to pick a winner, but I if I had to come down on a side, I might go with the East on this one. Because you know what? I think this is like NFL football rules. I don't know if draws exist in this, you know?
Somebody's got to win.
Someone's got to win at the end of the day.
I think if you go rules. I think if you go decade by decade, I'd probably go 70s and 80s to the West, and then the 90s and on the East. But sci-fi, like there's still good stuff on either side of it during that time too.
There's something about Japan that just does such a good job of envisioning like the technological future, I think. That I think maybe the West is just not as good at.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I think a lot of like best Western properties are kind of riffing on Eastern properties.
I think at the same time, like when Japan does sci-fi stuff, it's mostly geared toward an older audience. Whereas when we do it over here, it's mostly geared toward a younger audience. Because like you try and do sci-fi, you try and do sci-fi in Japan, and most of the time it just like goes over kids' heads, or like it just doesn't really do that well.
Yeah, sci-fi is an old man's game on both sides, I would say.
I mean, like, Star Wars for sure is Star Wars for sure is for kids, for little babies.
Yeah.
Like technically Jurassic Park, again, because we always bring up Jurassic Park, is technically a sci-fi, I would say.
Yeah, technically. But like Star Trek is for sure.
Star Trek's hard sci-fi.
Yeah. Hard sci-fi. But
I always classify it as two different kinds. There's hard and soft sci-fi. And hard sci-fi is like the Star Trek's Legend of the Galactic Heroes, where it's like, this is like, we're all about the details and stuff. And it's like, and Gundam would be there too. And then soft sci-fi is like Star Wars and action stuff. Yeah.
I mean, you could throw Godzilla in there as well.
Yeah.
If you wanted for kind of soft. And
I mean, if you had a generic slice of life show set in 2020 where there was no pandemic, that is sci-fi.
Yeah, exactly.
That is sci-fi.
Well,
science fiction. Where do I come down on this one though? This one's tough for me, I think.
Let Jay decide, and then you
Jay, Jay, why don't you kind of give your thoughts while I think.
It is very tough. So I understand where Cole's coming down from. Like, I mean, we on the Western side, we have Star Wars, we have Star Trek, obviously. Dune coming out now is really, really good from what I've heard. And then on the Eastern side, like Gundam just had a resurgence. Ghost in the Shell, Psycho Pass, It Invaded, which we just watched, was really good. But honestly, like, I feel like the way I come down is, what is the Western side of sci-fi done for me lately? Like, you look at the Dune, the modern Dune thing, and like, yeah, it's good, but it's based on a book that came out in a previous decade. Right?
Yeah.
Star Wars, like, yeah, it does have some good stuff, but like most of the modern Star Wars stuff doesn't recapture that same magic of old Star Wars, or like if they do, it's because they're capitalizing on the nostalgia of old Star Wars. I look at The Force Awakens for that. Whereas I look at Gundam and like, yeah, it does still have that nostalgia thing, but like Witch from Mercury isn't really like a nostalgic bait show, and it was still very, very popular as a Gundam show meant to introduce people to the franchise. Or like, you know, Star Wars Visions is Japanese studios taking a popular Western thing and making it really cool. So like I'd even say like Japan's doing Star Wars better right now. Or like Japan took the Western property of Cyberpunk and made that really big and popular. When the game crashed and burned when it first came out, and that game
completely,
and that anime kind of had to like revitalize it. Yeah. So like, I think it kind of has to be the East, just because like it's kind of a bit dormant over here right now in terms of like new and innovative stuff.
Yeah. I think going off of what Jay said, if you want to go with what have you done for me lately, the East. But I mean, you got to give the props to the West as well, right? Like, I mean, you know, we could go even further back, you know, 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is kind of an overrated movie, but still a very celebrated movie. You want to go even further back? We could go 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. We could go War of the Worlds, right? Like, 1984, right? Very influential stuff. I think
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, yeah, 1985. But I think, Edge of Tomorrow, yeah.
But that's also
based off of a Japanese novel.
A Japanese novel, yeah.
I think I come down with Jay on this. I think I'm gonna give it to the East now, with a lot of reverence for classic sci-fi here in the West too. So
yeah, I think so. All three of us agree on that.
Yeah. But this one I think is an interesting one as well. Let's go to romance. Who does romance better? Because honestly, like I'm pretty strong one way on this one, I think.
I'm also pretty strong one way, and I feel like I'd need to be convinced the other way.
Okay, well, who's stronger? Tell me, you guys fight in power scale. Who's stronger?
Well, the thing is that we might be strong the same way.
I think we're both strong the same way. Well, let's start with the Western side of things. I mean, classic romance. I think of The Notebook, Mike. I know one of a movie that you and I talk about quite often as a surprising movie that we both enjoy.
It's just a good movie. Like, if you haven't watched The Notebook, it's just a good movie, honestly.
Yeah.
That is a romance.
Pretty Woman is another good one. I watched that a long time ago. I've just got to pull up like a list of movies to remind myself.
There's one infamous movie that I think of when I hear Western romance.
And what's that?
And that's Twilight, because there's a meme revolving around that and romance, which is better love story than Twilight. And then that spun off into 50 Shades of Grey and became, well, not spun off, but like it inspired 50 Shades of Grey, and that's a whole other can of worms.
I think the reason I come down on, well, here's spoilers. The reason I come down on the Eastern side of romance, I feel like they're more focused on the romance aspect of it. Whereas a lot of like, I'm looking at a list here of romance movies. Like Princess Bride is on here. You've got stuff like Philadelphia, or the Philadelphia Story. I'm sorry, Singing in the Rain,
Charles
stuff
Sunshine,
like that.
Spotlight Line.
Where like they're kind of like romantic comedies or romantic musicals or stuff like that. Whereas I think of Tsukigakure, where it's pretty much just kind of a straight romance between these two characters. And I find myself more invested in that. Jay, do you kind of feel like I'm saying making any sense to you?
I understand what you're saying, but I kind of like, I agree with the Eastern appreciation, but kind of for the opposite reason.
Okay.
That it having a lot more diverse of an appeal. Like, I feel like all of the movies you proposed would be like either a josei or a shoujo romance if it were a Japanese thing.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas like in Japan with like romance manga or anime, like you've got stuff geared towards like both men, young males, teenage boys, and then also like shoujo and josei and all that. So like I feel like there's a lot wider range of an appeal for romance in the East over the West.
Sorry, there is one romance where I'm gonna say is the Titanic. Titanic, gentlemen. What a terrific movie. I think that's kind of my shining example of a romance movie from the West. Yep. But again, it yeah, I don't know, Mike, why don't you try to articulate what you think?
See, like, this is just not my genre as part of it. And I kind of think like, I think this might be one where you just have a lot more exposure to the Western or the Eastern side of the romance stuff. And I think maybe like, I'm just looking at this list of movies for romance movies, and for just whatever, one reason or another, like, frankly, I just haven't seen almost all of them. So like, I have a hard time actually saying this. I do agree with Cole's original take a little bit of like, I think anime and we didn't actually nominate this genre, but I think anime does slice of life in a way that just Western properties just don't. And that allows them to focus purely and solely on romance in ways that really just wouldn't work in a Western side. Cause it's just like, really, if it's just going to be just a pure romance, you almost like lose a lot of people. Cause it's just like, they're afraid to make a pure romance a lot of the times in the West in terms of movies and TV shows and stuff like that, because it's just not going to attract a male audience. Whereas the way that anime handles it, it does attract a male audience. So they're not afraid to go that route because they have a lot more like male fan service and stuff like that in it, or just like, and when I say male fan service, I don't just mean like jiggly bits and panty shots. I like every time Jay in our Discord, join our Discord, by the way, links in the description, posts like a picture of some girl smiling and staring right at you in a panel of manga or something like that. That's fan service. Like they're literally showing this pretty girl looking at you and smiling, and like that's something that they can't quite capture with like a full on actual movie. I feel like, or like a book, but I feel like a lot of the big Western properties for romance are just ones that we haven't been exposed to. So I almost feel like this one's almost not a fair comparison, in my opinion.
Maybe.
Do you guys kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It could just be that like I've always been of the opinion that I don't really like romance. And then I started watching anime romance.
Says something in and of itself, right? Like, you don't have like, there's nothing romance wise that appeals to you. Whereas with Eastern stuff, or specifically anime, like, you were quickly and easily drawn to something, whether it be Toradora, Tsukigakure, like there was something there that drew you in. But it like Western stuff didn't have that same effect on you.
That's true.
Right.
That is true. Yeah. I think I'm still coming down on anime romance. I think, yeah, no, that was a good argument from Mike, where like it just does a better job of kind of making you feel like you're a part of it, I guess. I don't know how to really that's kind of what it is. It really does a lot more viewer engagement and less.
Well, I mean,
it's less concerned about telling a story of some. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Waifu culture kind of has a huge effect on romance.
Yeah,
and
like you can't think of any movies where like or like TV shows where people are like, oh, who's best girl, who's winning, you know? Like that's just.
It's also just weird to do that with like a real person, right? Like
right.
The one Western romance thing I can think of that like would probably have that same effect would be Archie with Betty and Veronica.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But Archie is like a dead property that hasn't done anything since like I don't know, when was Archie big?
When Riverdale was still airing.
Oh, right, yeah, Riverdale. Yeah. Riverdale.
I don't know. Like I can't help but think like we're just not the audience. Like with anime and Western stuff like that and manga, like we are the target audience for their romances a lot of the time. Whereas over here we're just not.
Yeah, they just like, don't make romance for big strong
men like us, big burly men, so strong.
Yeah. Well, and like, and I mean that was kind of my point. But like, you can still find stuff like romance in over here in manga, like a lot of shoujo stuff. Like I'd probably think of probably Nana. I'd say would be maybe the closest thing.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, there's always overlap, right? Like there are Western romances that I enjoy, like The Notebook, like Titanic, but I just find myself enjoying more anime romance.
Yeah, it sounds like we all kind of agree on this one. I think.
Yeah, we're not really having like many disagreements here. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
we're
all we've talked to each other a lot. I feel like we've ironed out a lot of these opinions over like without like directly having them. I feel like a little, but. Yeah, I think in terms of appeal to me, the West or the East wins the romance genre. Yeah.
Next up, we've got mystery. So the mystery genre. Who handles that better? So like, who do I think of immediately with the Western? Mike,
I think there's an obvious one here.
Oh, go ahead then.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes. That wasn't what I was thinking of. I was thinking of Zodiac. But I mean,
okay.
yeah, Sherlock Holmes, of course. Duh. Why didn't I think of that?
And like for the East, the one that comes to mind immediately is Detective Conan. In terms of the like quintessential mystery, which that was partially inspired by Sherlock Holmes. So I mean,
of course.
Yeah, those
well,
are kind
I mean,
of fair comparisons too, because they're both kind of the same target audience and genre too, a little bit. So that makes sense. I just can't help but think of like, I feel like when I'm on the edge of my seat watching a mystery and trying to like figure out, or like I've had my like most mind-bending moments in terms of media, they're all Western properties. I'm thinking of like Shutter Island, like Seven, you know, like all these like Wicked, Gone Girl, Sixth Sense, stuff like that. Like I feel like there's just so many like good mysteries that keep you engaged that I feel like anime like the Western side generally focuses more on the action side and doesn't really do as, I feel like there's just not as many memorable mysteries that I can think of. Can you guys think of any good ones from the East that like
Monster?
Well,
Monster's
that's
a good
not really
one.
a mystery.
It's
That's more of
not really
a thriller.
mystery.
Yeah. I guess I kind of include thriller with mystery, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
They're very similar.
They're similar. They kind of get you like tense, trying to figure stuff out. Silence of the Lambs, again, from the West.
Blade Runner, really.
Promised Neverland, kind of.
Promised.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Attack on Titan?
Yeah,
Attack on
to a certain
Titan,
degree,
yeah.
I think that is a mystery.
Yeah, actually, low key.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah.
Not even low
Until
key,
it's
I'd say.
not. Until
Yeah.
it's not. But yeah, I mean there is some stuff from the East, but I think like the stuff that comes out of the West for mystery is just better, I guess, is how I'd say it. Like again, like Zodiac is so good, and they don't even like
movie.
they don't even figure it out. Obviously, I mean it's based on real life, and they don't know who the Zodiac killer is. But the scenes where they
That'd
think
be a
they
wild
know
twist.
that
If the movie
like
revealed the real killer.
that
Zodiac.
basement scene, Mike, in Zodiac, where they're like,
Yeah.
oh, the killer has to have a basement, and then they go and they interview this guy, and he has a basement, and nobody in California has basements. Or the picnic scene in Zodiac. So
But that's
good.
again, you're like leaning towards kind of like thriller aspects of the mystery, and thriller definitely is in there. But like, I'm just trying to think of like, to me, a
pure
good mystery
mystery.
has a great like
House.
hook that you never forget. House, yeah.
House, yeah. Based
Which
on
I mean,
Sherlock
also
Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
And I mean,
In the name,
kind of
house,
not-
home.
we're kind of having like an unfair battle here a little bit. So I think with this one, because like I feel like I got to imagine there's some good like Japanese mystery TV shows and movies, but maybe anime in particular just doesn't do as great of a job as the Western side of things does. That's the kind of where I'm starting to think on this one a little bit.
I know Detective Conan's really popular, and Zero's producer son is gonna come and find me for saying this. I can't imagine it being comparable to the Sherlock Holmes in terms of mystery.
I think Detective Conan is really good. My big issue with it as a series is that it kind of feels repetitive after a while, which I haven't read Sherlock Holmes, so it might be the same, but like it just it doesn't doesn't
It
ring
invaded.
the same way. It invaded.
It
was good.
invaded.
Yeah.
Finally pulled
Hyoka.
I pulled it. Yeah. Apothecary Diaries is a good example too. Very much in the Sherlock Holmes genre.
Yeah. House, like Jay said, we all three of us really enjoy House, I think.
Yeah.
Odd Taxi as a mystery.
Odd Taxi.
Ooh, that was.
What about The Lord of Mysteries this season? Whoa.
Is
I'm
it?
not watching it yet. I don't know. I've heard someone at work was telling me it's like awesome, incredible, one of the best things I ever watched. So
Really?
good.
Okay.
Yeah. Link Click though, for example, there's lots of good. There's quite a few good ones, but I just like I'm looking at this list of like mystery anime, and I just feel like I don't remember like reading them and having quite the same oh my goodness reactions or like that I do with Western ones.
Oh, I mean the famous like the last scene in The Usual Suspects where like everything comes together, and he figures out who the usual suspect is, I guess. Like there's no movies that, or there's nothing in anime that I can think of that makes you go like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I keep that's what I keep coming back to. Even though like maybe that's not fundamental to a quote unquote mystery, but to me it kind of is a little bit like
I don't want to feel like I don't want to feel like a lot of the solutions are ass pulls, you know?
You're right.
Where I feel like that does happen sometimes in anime, especially like we just did the review for It Invaded, where I felt like sometimes I didn't feel like everything was set up very well. Where like you watch Seven or
Fight Club,
Fight Club or The Usual Suspects, and like everything's there.
Yeah,
everything's there, and then you go back and you rewatch it, and it's like, oh my god, of course, it's all there. I think a big part of the mystery is like of a mystery story is the reveal at the end, and it doing a good job of making everything make sense. It does the setups really well. Yeah, which was started arguably made famous by Sherlock Holmes. I think I'm going with the West on this.
I think I go West too. When the more I thought about it, the more I kind of agree with it. I feel like in terms of anime, oftentimes mystery gets like caught up in the wearing too many hats syndrome, where it tries to do too many things and you kind of lose the mystery on the way, and then like at the end of the day the reveal is not that interesting, or you figure out the reveal along the way and it's less interesting too. But I'm curious what Jay has to say, because he's been pretty quiet for the last little bit here.
I think a lot of it is a lot of it has to do with when we watch anime, I feel like we have a more, I don't want to say mature outlook on it, but like we've kind of already been marinated in the mystery zeitgeist that we kind of like are able to pick up on what it's trying to do, so we're able to kind of solve it ourselves. But I don't think a mystery being predictable is necessarily a bad thing. Like
not always.
If you can pick up on the clues and solve it yourself, that I think that is a good thing. Because that just means that they put the breadcrumbs in the right place, and you're smart for being able to figure it out. Because but at the same time, I feel like I haven't seen enough Western mysteries to be able to definitively say I prefer one over the other. Because like looking at stuff like Monogatari, which has like, I think that also has good mystery in it. Or like Odd Taxi, stuff like that. Hyoka, which is probably one of my favorite mysteries.
I feel like you haven't mentioned the one recently that you've really enjoyed too. The
Shoshimin?
What the hell is it called? Shoshimin, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my big issue with my big detractor from bringing that up is it's good. It's just like I don't think it kind of is at the point where it stands up as like, you know, a pillar of anime mystery.
Okay.
But yes, it is good. Whereas, like I can bring up Sherlock Holmes as kind of like the grandfather of mystery storytelling, but I haven't read a Sherlock Holmes thing. Like I found out recently that Sherlock isn't the narrator; it's Watson. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. So I feel like saying West is better is kind of disingenuous for me. Okay. Just for the sake of, I haven't seen enough of it.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
What goes hand in hand with mystery is thrillers, and what goes hand in hand with thrillers is horror, our final topic here. So, this one, I feel like you kind of have to include like stuff other than anime, because Japanese horror films are some of the most celebrated horror films ever, right? Ring, I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head.
I mean, there's also like manga in general has good horror. Like all of Junji Ito's manga are good, even if as anime they don't really work. The manga themselves are
honestly, like, anime is kind of the weak spot for horror. There's not really great horror anime, but there is great horror coming out of the East in different mediums.
I mean, I think this season, Summer Hikaru Died has nailed horror pretty well.
Yes, I agree. It's probably it's arguably one of the better horror anime, period, I would say. Other than maybe Made in Abyss, I would throw out there. Would be...
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to consider that horror. Kind of.
It just does horror in a different way, or like Higurashi When They Cry.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like this one's an easy win for the West for me, honestly. Like,
really?
Cole, like, you couldn't even... You can only name one horror movie out of the East. And then, Jay, you mentioned Junji Ito, which the three of us have all agreed. Like, the guy makes great art, but he's not a very good storyteller. Like, to me, I can't put that up against, like, both, like, the shock house horror movies of, like, the gore fests and stuff like that, like Saw and all that stuff, and, like, the actual psychological horrors that are out there. I just like The Shining and stuff like that. American Psycho. Like, I think
like just me, Stephen King as a whole, right? Like
that too.
He'd probably be the counter to Junji Ito.
Yeah.
And I'd put him way above Junji Ito. They both have their flaws. Stephen King can't finish a story, but like at least he can tell a pretty compelling beginning and middle.
Yeah. And then out of the West, I mean, Alien, obviously one of my favorites ever. Yeah. Silence of the Lambs, we already talked about that. I'm not a big horror guy, but like you think of Halloween, you think of all the great slasher movies, Dracula, Frankenstein, your classic early film horror movies as well, Wolfman, The Blob, The Thing. With the body horror aspect as well, which I guess you could say like Akira does body horror pretty well too.
Yeah.
Kinda. I would say that I think the East has probably a better take on horror games, if we're including that too, because I just realized Silent Hill is one we should mention here as well.
Silent Hill, Resident Evil. Those are like the horror gaming genre is kind of owned by the West or the East, I would say.
Oh,
I feel like the horror TV and like movies is the East or is the West. I keep mixing up the directions here, but I don't know. I think, and like just if you just stack every movie and TV show and book done by Stephen King or that has Stephen King involved with it, I feel like just him alone could probably take on the East in terms of like TV and movies.
I do just want to say, like, despite me not being really able to name films from Japan, I know that Japanese
people like.
I know that Japanese horror films, Japanese and Korean horror films are like so celebrated.
Yeah, like I thought of Parasite, the live action Parasite movie, Berserk as a horror
live
thing.
Action Parasite movie. Gotcha. Okay, I thought you were talking about Parasite, the Korean movie, because that's also a great kind of horror movie.
No, the Korean movie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're the East.
They're the East.
No, I thought you were saying like the live action of the manga Parasite.
No.
Okay, all good.
No. Like
sorry, there's two
Korean
Parasites and we were confused.
Yeah. Korean. Yeah, Parasite. Berserk to a certain degree with like cosmic horror elements.
Yeah. Attack on Titan, I'd say, is pretty horror too.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, hey, I'll go. This is the hill I die on all the time. Evangelion, great cosmic horror. Great psychological cosmic horror. But then, of course, you get into the godfather of cosmic horror, Bad Man, but had some very influential stories in H.P. Lovecraft, right? So it's kind of the West was there and the East did some stuff with it, but I don't think they've reached the pinnacle, those zeniths that the West
zeniths.
Did. Nice. Like you think of The Thing versus Parasite the Maxim, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I'm going with The Thing. Like it's just a better, tighter. It's got Wilford Brimley in it.
That's the defining line.
That's
Wilfred Brimley.
Wilfred Brimley. He's got diabetes.
I think of it like
It,
which
yeah. I mean, you gotta throw out Godzilla if we're gonna talk about.
Godzilla is both East and West, honestly.
Well, I mean, like Eastern Godzilla, like original Godzilla or Shin Godzilla. I would say there's all of the campy Godzillas in between.
Yeah.
But then there's King Kong, right? If you're gonna include Godzilla, you got to include King Kong, right? So it's. Where do you come down? Where do you come down? I think I'm coming down on the West. I think for this one.
I think that's where I've come down to.
I think the big
firmly.
issue with horror in the East is like a lot of the things like the manga does it pretty decently, but like you watch a horror anime and I think there's like very few that make you actually like on the edge of your seat, like what's gonna happen kind of feeling. Like ReZero does horror pretty well, I'd say. In terms of like
in a different way.
It's more like loneliness horror, like the fear of being alone. Or like Promised Neverland. At least season 1. The horror in that one I think is pretty good, especially chapter 1. But like you've also got like Frankenstein and like Dracula and like the classic stuff like that, and it's like how do you compete
and
with
even like the new classics like Halloween and like Scream and stuff like that too.
Let's just say like spooky season's coming up and you watch horror movies and stuff. I guarantee you, unless you're like super into Japanese horror films, most of the movies that the three of us will be watching will be.
You know what? You know what? I just got convinced. Just thinking of horror stuff, I just got convinced about Mystery for the West with both. Scooby Doo. I mean, I mean, you can't. You can't watch. You can't think of a mystery, or I guess we did, but like.
we just did.
We just did. But like Scooby Doo is like
Inc.
the quintessential like childhood mystery, but like it also like as a kid can be pretty spooky too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm kind of like honestly
like Goosebumps if you want to get into like kids horror. Goosebumps.
Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah.
Freaky Stories if anyone remembers that. To all our Canadian viewers.
All one person. Honestly, kind of like what my big takeaway from this discussion today has been like, I kind of think like, almost like I want to do like AniPro movie chat, like where we force each other to like watch a movie or something, and all three, like almost movie reviews or something like that. Because I feel like we have like so many glaring holes in our movie watching history now. I'm like, dang, I really want to watch some movies with my boys.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's a good idea for like bonus episodes and stuff like that.
Maybe,
we can review some different types of movies.
Let's review Scooby-Doo.
Let's review all of Scooby-Doo. All of it. Even the live action movies.
No,
those
Freddie Prinze Jr.
No, I just those are good.
2003. Yeah, the two Freddie Prinze Jr.
Directed by James Gunn.
Yeah. James Gunn did those? Oh,
yeah, that was James Gunn. He ruined Scrappy-Doo.
He ruined. Oh.
Well, I mean, Halloween is coming up, so maybe we could do some horror stuff. That would be interesting. Let us know in the comments, though, down below, what you think of our takes and how wrong we are. I would really appreciate it.
Please do.
Some constructive feedback. Don't just go down there and say you're wrong. Like, give us.
It'd be fun to do with more genres and do it again.
I think so.
I feel like we left out a couple of genres, like action.
Yeah.
We could easily do this again. There's quite a few. And you could even go more niche with like tags and stuff like that. But this is a good starting point, I think.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I agree. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of AniPro. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend about us. If you really like us, why don't you consider supporting us on Patreon like these lovely people, Mr. Family Guy 36, Elijah Wood, Braindead B-Dog Peach, Frama, Kratos, Just Jazz, Mogmog, Uncle of Light, Zaffron, Super Mexi, and I forgot to look. They told me how to say this. Genus 26. Thank you, Jay. I'm glad you understood the reference. By supporting us on Patreon, you get access to all sorts of perks, and it really helps out the show. We're also on social media at AniProPod, and please join our Discord community to keep us up with us and other listeners. Links are in the description or at our website, anipropod.com. I will let everybody know next week is a manga review, Kindergarten Wars, chapters 1 through 21. The boys are back and they're making me read a lot of stuff. So
Cole, Cole, you deceive yourself every time. It's the same amount. It's 3 volumes.
Our next anime review is Buddy Daddies. That was the winner of our listener's choice tournament that we had at our Discord.
That means we get to announce new reviews soon too.
That is true. Yeah.
Both manga
next week
and
we've got to
anime.
pick out our new mangas. Yeah. Jay, why don't you lead us in a round of bye-byes this week?
Well, it was East versus West this week. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next week. Have a great night.
Very on the nose with that one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I even had it up and I was ready to go and then I forgot to look it up.
Loser.
Bye-bye.